annual game of The Floor is Lava takes place this weekend. And these are your Cultaholic Royal Rumble 2021 predictions. Sam Driver and myself, the co-holders of the Cultaholic Championship, the Laycool of Cultaholic, are putting it on the line against anyone under the Cultaholic umbrella who fancied having a go. Find out who took up the challenge in a moment. Live reactions on Sunday on our YouTube channel to the Royal Rumble. Plus, you'll have what happened at, graded, and the WTF moments on Monday. But for now, let's get straight to those predictions in 3, 2, 1. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles on the line as Charlotte Flair and Asuka defend against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. The titles are going back to Jax and Baszler here. Charlotte Flair and Asuka have done sweet FA with those titles, and there'll be no doubt a malfunction in the champion's side that will lead to the challengers picking up the belts for a second time.
Listen, I think it's inevitable that Charlotte Flair is going to be in a world title match at WrestleMania because it's Charlotte Flair. Combine that with the fact that WWE love breaking tag teams up right now, and Charlotte and Asuka was a team that was never going to last that long anyway. I think they're going to drop the straps here to Shayna and Nia. Another team that should have never been put together anyway. They're going to drop the straps, and then a post-match beat down by a pissed-off Charlotte Flair. She batters Asuka. Asuka, at the next pay-per-view, drops the Raw Women's title to Charlotte Flair, and then Charlotte goes all the way to WrestleMania to face the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match, which I'll get to in a little bit. But obviously, this can only happen if Nia Jax doesn't injure everyone in the match. So, good luck, ladies.
At WrestleMania 37, Charlotte Flair will either challenge for the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka, or she will face off against Lacey Evans in a Ric Flair in a shark cage matchup. So to get there, we need the tag team titles off of Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Therefore, I, Shawn Michaels, am predicting that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax will win the Women's Tag Team Championships this Sunday at the Royal Rumble of 2021. I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
So for this one, it felt a little bit odd fairly recently taking the titles from Shayna and Nia because they were doing a reasonable job. So I think for the sake of the belts being freshly on Charlotte and Asuka, and for the sake of protecting the belts and making them feel a little bit less like toys that can just be passed around, you know, whenever the hell you want, I'm going to take Charlotte and Asuka.
I'm going for Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in this one. A big title change. I just don't feel as though Asuka and Charlotte Flair have had much going on since they won the women's tag titles. I feel, in fact, like putting the women's tag title on Charlotte was just a way to get her back when she was gone. And now they've realised, well, there's not much to do with her in the tag team division. She's got this feud going on with Lacey Evans. I think it's going to be a title change. I don't know how, but I feel like Asuka's going to be the one to take the fall as well, unfortunately. What about you?
I'm on board with you here. I think we're going to see new tag champs. I mean, are they even friends? Asuka and Charlotte, do they get on? Do they do much together?
Almost
Have they done anything since winning the belts?
No, they're not friends.
It's a bit of a shame. Like you said, Charlotte's got the feud going on with Lacey, and then Asuka's got the little feud going on with Alexa Bliss in the background as well. So the titles aren't really being used at all. So maybe this is a good chance to get the belts back on to Shayna and Nia, and then the belts can go on from there.
The story continues.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to pick up the win, get them nice little title belts back from Charlotte and Asuka. Mainly because, you know, Charlotte and Asuka, they haven't really been doing much together with the belts, if at all. Maybe a defense here, hither and thither. But Charlotte's got her own little things going on there with Lacey Evans and Papa Flair. And Asuka's been feuding with, well, she's had a little thing with Alexa Bliss there. So it makes more sense. They've got their own little separate stories there. Whereas Nia and Shayna, they've been sort of, batter you. They've been battering Dandy and stuff. And I imagine the titles going on the line there makes much more sense. So yeah, I'm going for them. Go on, get 'em.
The Women's Royal Rumble match. Lots of people saying that it might come down to Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. But I'm going to pick Alexa Bliss to win the whole thing. She's certainly been mixing it up with the Raw Women's Champion as of late, and there will be some spooky shenanigans that will result in her, I believe, becoming the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble.
I'm taking Rhea Ripley here. Rhea Ripley is a bona fide star in the making. In fact, she already feels like a star to me, and last year was disastrous for her. She should have beaten Charlotte at WrestleMania. I still don't understand the reasoning there, except for, hey, it's Charlotte Flair. And what a huge mistake. So I'm hoping that WWE have realized that they made a mistake. They've got something very, very special in Rhea Ripley. So Charlotte is the Raw Women's Champion by WrestleMania, but it's all okay because Rhea Ripley, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, faces her, kills her, and is your new Raw Women's Champion. Please don't let me down. Please, Vince.
I tell you what, let's disregard that Lacey Evans versus Charlotte Flair with Ric Flair in a shark cage at WrestleMania 37. Let's focus on Charlotte Flair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Royal Rumble winner, as the French might say, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley to win the Women's Royal Rumble match and then go on to face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 37 so WWE can right the wrongs of WrestleMania 36. This is my brutality. Oh, wait there. I'm Charlotte Flair, aren't I? Woo!
So I'm going to keep it with Team SmackDown here for the Women's Rumble because I like SmackDown, I understand SmackDown, I have a deeper connection with SmackDown than I do with any of WWE's other shows. So for me, I'm going to pick a SmackDown winner here. Just, might already be setting myself up for failure, but whatever. I think the favourite is Bianca Belair, but part of me still sees Bayley versus Sasha Banks at Mania as something they may be wanting to explore. However, I don't think this means that Bayley's going to win the Rumble. I think Bianca will win the Rumble, probably eliminate Bayley herself, thus furthering their little bit of a feud that's going on. And Bayley will challenge her for the right to face Sasha at Mania, probably. Something like that. But either way, Bianca Belair wins here.
So for the Women's Rumble, I have got Jack. It's a bit of a risky one. I'm gambling a little bit here. Rhea Ripley from NXT, big call up or call across, whatever you call it these days. She's not really been used in NXT since her loss to Raquel Gonzalez.
She's gone off the map a little bit.
She has. She's been missing since New Year's Evil.
Wow.
Lost the last woman standing match, and she's just gone, like you said, off the face of the earth. But I think maybe she might pop up again this Sunday. It is a bit of a risky one because I don't know how many NXT call-ups or NXT appearances there's going to be with the current situation going on. Maybe they'll try and keep the brands a bit separate. But I like to think long-term, maybe after what happened at Mania last year, Rhea can get one back this year. She can win the Rumble, then she can go on to Mania. Maybe against Charlotte.
Maybe even, yeah.
Maybe against Asuka. Who knows? Maybe against both of them.
Yes.
You have to wait and see. But I've got Rhea. Jack, who do you have?
I've gone for Bianca Belair, which seems like the safer pick, but the more I think about it, the less I'm certain, because she's embroiled in this whole feud with Bayley, with the obstacle course and everything. And I feel like, would that be ongoing now, even if...
I was close to picking Bianca. It was neck and neck between going for Bianca or risking it a little bit and going for Rhea. I'm
going for Bianca still. I feel like, hopefully, it all depends on what happens on SmackDown, and at the time of recording, this is before SmackDown, I'm hoping that Bianca deals with Bayley.
Oh, yes.
The feud's over on SmackDown, and then she can go on and potentially win the Royal Rumble.
So I feel as though sort of both Rumbles this year feel quite unpredictable in who's going to come out on top, who's going to be pointing. What's that? Point at WrestleMania sign. Whoa, we're going there, everybody, we're going there. But for me, this one came down to two, and I'm not sure if I picked the right person, but I'm going to pick her because I think she deserves it a lot. Well, they both deserve it a lot, but it was between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and I'm going to go for Rhea Ripley. It would be amazing. It comes down to Charlotte and Rhea as the final two, and obviously we all know what happened at WrestleMania. Let's forget that ever happened. And I just want Rhea, grab her, wow, she wangs her over the top rope, and then you got Rhea Ripley. I'm off there. I'm going there to WrestleMania, which would be nice, after her loss at WrestleMania last year to Charlotte. I feel like she's been slowly building her confidence and her hype and her momentum back up again. And she's just come off that I say she's just come off, it was like almost a month ago now. But she's come off that feud with Raquel Gonzalez in NXT, which was phenomenal. So I feel like this is the next big step for her because we haven't really seen her on NXT TV. So that would be great. And somehow maybe we can have Rhea and Charlotte down the line at WrestleMania again and get the moment we all really wanted. That would be fantastic. So yeah, Rhea Ripley for me for this one.
The WWE Championship on the line. Drew McIntyre defending against Goldberg. There's no way that Drew is being steamrolled by Goldberg, right? Right. Miz and Morrison will get involved. There'll be shenanigans from them. May even lead to a distraction that puts a question mark slightly over the finish, but we will see Iron Drew pinning Goldberg and leaving as the champion.
It should be Drew. Of course it should. Part of me is very, very worried that Drew is going to win. Goldberg, though, after losing this match, goes on to win the Men's Royal Rumble. But if I think about that too much, it's going to make me cry. But I'm going to cry anyway, because I'm taking Goldberg to win this match. You never know with Goldberg. You never know. And my thinking is, I'm quite bad at predictions, or I'm really, really bad at predictions. And if I back Goldberg here, that means that he can't win. I'm doing it for you guys. You're welcome.
Vince McMahon, my name is Paul London, and I did not put my body on the line for you to have Goldberg defeat Daddy Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble event of 2021. For the sake of professional wrestling as a whole, please have Daddy Drew McIntyre squash Goldberg in a matter of moments. We have invested so much in Drew McIntyre over the past year, we can't piss this all away like we did with The Fiend in Saudi Arabia this time last year. Daddy Drew needs to win for professional wrestling. Come on, Daddy Drew. Do it for me, Paul London. I like weed.
Now, as fun as it would be for me to sit here and be like, Goldberg wins! Goldberg holds the title for 5 years and leads us back to the 90s. And, you know, that 5-year streak is full of lovely 60-second classics. It's not going to happen. It's got to be Drew, hasn't it? Hasn't it? It's got to be Drew. We can't be doing this. Not now. No, it's got to be Drew.
Oh, and let me tell you something.
Oh, Jack, go on.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No,
don't
you say it.
I'm doing it.
Don't you say it, Jack.
I'm going for Goldberg in this one.
Oh, my word.
I think Goldberg's going to win.
I feel like storming off, Jack.
All common sense dictates that Drew McIntyre should retain the belt and take it into WrestleMania. But then you've got to look at Goldberg's track record.
Yeah, exactly.
In these sort of situations.
Got to look at his new streak.
His new streak. Face Kevin Owens, beat him.
Yep.
Face The Fiend, beat him. Now, I feel as though third time is a charm, and maybe Drew could do it. But I just feel, I'm looking at this totally outside of the realm of booking decisions and everything. I'm just looking at it as a business point of view. Vince knows that WrestleMania is coming up. Yep. He knows that big names attract more eyes to WrestleMania. And I think he's going to put the title on Big Billy Bill. I know. And the internet will explode.
It's so frustrating because it makes sense. It's WWE. Mm-hmm. The likelihood is that they're going to do it. They're going to do that. My head says Goldberg, but my heart says Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
And I'm going with my heart, Jack.
You're going for Drew?
I'm going for Drew.
That's admirable.
I can see why you're going for Goldberg, and I can see it happening, and I can see the internet exploding, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. I don't want to be wrong here. I'm going for Drew.
I think there's been people talking about a possible other scenario where Goldberg loses, but then wins the Rumble, and then we get Roman versus Goldberg, which we were meant to get last year. But we'll have to see who we pick in the men's Rumble.
If that happens, then Drew needs to win this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I might have gone wrong there with that, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Whoa, we've got Big Daddy Drew versus Goldie Oldie. I'm going to go for Big Daddy Drew. I think Drew's got this in the bag. However, it's going to play into a theory I have for another match on the card. And you'll probably already figured out what it is. But anyway, that's for another time. That's for a few more points down the line. But I think this is a quick match. I think we get a swift Claymore kick. Straight to noggin for Goldberg. 1, 2, 3. He is out of there. He's all like, what's going on? But yeah, as I said, I think it's going to play into another match down the line on the card. So I'm taking Big Daddy Drew for this. Well, come on, Drew McIntyre. Got the same name. We're like brothers, pretty much.
The Universal Championship is on the line. Roman Reigns defending against Kevin Owens in a last man standing match. Owens has very much been the Mankind from 1999 to Roman Reigns' The Rock of 1999, getting him set for a big WrestleMania match with some hard-hitting collisions on the road to it. We've seen Kevin Owens in that TLC match in December, and now in this last man standing match for the Rumble. And it'll be a gutsy showing from Owens, but Roman will remain as head of the table. Roman Reigns is my pick to leave the Royal Rumble as the Universal Champion.
Really looking forward to this one. I know a few people are upset that we're not getting Adam Pearce in the match, but Kevin Owens is a guy that you can insert into any main event title picture with ease, and he always performs. He's been fantastic. The promos have been great, and it feels like a real heated rivalry. So I'm well up for the match, but that doesn't mean that I think Roman Reigns is going to drop the title to Kevin Owens. In fact, he's definitely not, nor should he. No offense to Kevin Owens, but Roman Reigns, he is on the run of his career right now. He's absolutely fantastic. He is the head of the table, and he needs to be holding that belt all the way to Mania, arguably past WrestleMania. I'd love Roman to have a big, long run with that belt. Fingers crossed we get that. We'll see, but Roman Reigns is not dropping the strap here.
Probably the most predictable matchup of the night. I'm going for a victory for your tribal chief, the #1 table salesman in all of North America, and the current Universal Champion, Mr. Roman Reigns. Because obviously, how could we not have Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania 37, the reigning and defending Universal Heavyweight Champion of the Universe? Roman Reigns for the win. Sorry, Kevin Owens, you never beat Roman Reigns, do you?
Now, for Roman versus Owens, this is something that I've been following closely since it all started. As much as I would love to see Kevin Owens walk away the victor here, that's not going to happen. Now, I think we are going to have a Roman victory. Roman is going to be helped, of course, to this victory. It's a last man standing match, but, something's going to go wrong. I think Adam Pearce is going to end up getting involved trying to save KO's bacon, or, at least even up the score a little bit. But I think ultimately Roman is going to win. And I'm going to just throw this in. It's not part of my prediction. I'm not saying this exact thing's going to happen. But I think Roman's going to win. But I think Jimmy Uso is going to be the one that returns here and helps Roman to win. Because about 9 months ago, or 8 months ago, it was 8 months ago, Jimmy Uso was going to be out for 6 to 9 months with a knee injury. Potentially we could see him return here. It would be a good place to reinsert him and just put him straight at the forefront of that storyline. So fingers crossed, Roman victory.
So for this one, Jack, I am going with the big dog, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Kevin Owens, bless his heart, he's tried. He's tried twice and he's come up short twice.
Yeah.
And he's been thrown off of the Thunderdome, up in the rafters from the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And I really feel like Kevin Owens here, he's got no real chance. Roman Reigns has been the best part of WWE for the past 6 months or so since he turned heel.
He has.
And is it too soon to take the belt off him? I'd probably say it is. I definitely see him going through to Mania with the belt, and maybe even past that. But
yeah.
That's in the distance, far away in the distance. For this Sunday, though, I'm going with Roman Reigns. Jack?
I'm going for Roman Reigns as well, and I think this is, on paper, the easiest prediction to make of all of them.
It probably is.
Because Roman's surely going to win. At the same time, the only other scenario I can see is some kind of draw.
I was thinking
Last man standing, it might be, but I'm going the safe option. I'm going for Roman Reigns, and I agree. I can see him holding this easily until Mania, possibly even beyond, but we'll have to wait and see.
Ooh, I think the boys are going to go hard in this one. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be great. We've got Roman Reigns, obviously, versus Kevin Owens, and as much as I would love to see Big Kev Dog have another major title run, I think Roman Reigns has got this in the bag, really, hasn't he? I think he's not getting up from dinner table anytime soon. However, I think it's going to be brutal. The TLC, the Hell in a Cell, and the Steel Cage match has all been brilliant. This feud's been fantastic, and I can't see them not going all out for this one, because I think this is going to end the feud. And then potentially Roman's win could set up for another match down the line, which we'll get into in the next point as well. But we're getting there. But yeah, I'm gonna go for Roman Reigns to win this one.
And finally, the men's Royal Rumble match. The bookie's favourite is Daniel Bryan at time of recording, but instead of putting my money where my mouth is, I'm going to put my mouth where my money is. I had a little cheeky bet, a flutter, if you will, on Shinsuke Nakamura to win the Royal Rumble. And if he wins, I win a nice wad of cash. So I'm trying to will it into existence by predicting Shinsuke Nakamura to win the Royal Rumble. Is this a wasted prediction? I don't know. I don't really care. It's just wrestling. Chill your beans. Shinsuke Nakamura to win the Royal Rumble for me. I'd like to see it, to be fair. I'd be happy with Shinsuke Nakamura getting the shot at Roman. Nakamura to win the Rumble. Always bet responsibly, and when the fun stops, stop.
There are a load of wrestlers that I wouldn't mind winning the Men's Royal Rumble. Keith Lee, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, because I would win £2,500. But I'm taking Daniel Bryan. I know he's the favourite, but there's a ready-made story to be told, isn't there? Daniel Bryan has never won a Royal Rumble. He's never won a Battle Royal before, ever. And he should do it. He should do it before it's too late, because we don't have many years left of Daniel Bryan as a full-time wrestler. And so now is the time to tell that story, and I think that's exactly what WWE are going to do. Daniel Bryan.
On this day, I see clearly that I am actually Adam Edge Copeland, the Rated R superstar. Haven't I got a lovely trench coat? Which means I do believe that Edge will be winning the Men's Royal Rumble match of 2021. In my opinion, based off 2 promos cut, one on SmackDown recently, one by Edge on Raw. It's a toss-up this year between Edge and Daniel Bryan to win the Men's Rumble match. And simply due to the fact that I am now Edge, and I have control of my own destiny, I'm picking myself for the win. Come on, the Rated R superstar. Edge to win the Royal Rumble of 2021. We're going to have to forget about that 25 whole pounds I put on Shinsuke Nakamura to win. I shall have to remember to cash out before the event starts.
And now for the Men's Rumble. And the thing about Drew winning his title match and, you know, defeating Goldberg and all of that stuff is that none of it really matters in the end, does it? When the main event guarantees you a shot at the title. I think, as much as I hate this, WWE have said they want to do something scary. And what would be scarier than Big Bad Billy Willie coming back out later in the night, if the Rumble was to go on last, of course, coming back out later in the night in order to win the Rumble and guarantee a spot against Drew at Mania. I think, go on, let's watch the world burn. Let's pick Goldberg.
So there's a lot of potential winners of this year's Men's Royal Rumble. It's quite exciting. It's not like one of those years when there's just one obvious winner. There's various different candidates.
Unpredictable this year, Jack.
Very much so. You've got the likes of Nakamura, maybe Cesaro, Goldberg, if that mad scenario comes across. Brock Lesnar, a lot of people have been saying maybe he could return and just win it all.
Big E.
Big E, yes, absolutely, although
don't sleep on Big E.
He was the favourite in the build-up for quite a few months, and then he's kind of fallen now. But I'm going to go with someone else from SmackDown. I'm going to go for Daniel Bryan.
Ooh.
He's been losing matches recently against your Cesaros, your Nakamuras, but at the same time, he's been having competitive matches with them, reminding everybody how good he is and reminding everyone how popular he is. Also, you've got to look at what would be a good story at WrestleMania. And Bryan versus Roman, I think, would be a fantastic story, regardless of who wins. So I'm going to go for Daniel Bryan. What about yourself?
Jack, I'm on board with you for this one. I'm going for Daniel Bryan. Big D-Bry with the big win. In his first ever Rumble win, he cut that promo a few weeks ago on SmackDown.
Yes.
That I think Ross rightly pointed out, which would be perfect for a WrestleMania package.
Felt like a Rumble winner's promo.
He's never won a Rumble before. And like you said, he's been on a bit of a losing streak in the build-up to the show. So maybe this Sunday, he can finally get on the winning path onto WrestleMania. And if Roman Reigns does retain, like we both predicted, we know those two can have a good match. They had a good one at Fastlane back in 2015, I think
really
it
good,
was.
yeah.
So we know they can work well together. This time with the dynamic of Roman as a heel and Bryan was the face in that one, but he'll be the face again. It'll be a banger of a match. A really good WrestleMania headline main event.
Yeah. I think it could just be the main event.
WrestleMania is 2 nights now, so 2 nights again, so it could be. But yeah, I'm going for Daniel Bryan as well.
Oh dear. So hear me out on this one. We've been hearing reports, haven't we, this week, saying that WWE are looking potentially at doing a scary finish for the Men's Rumble. And I don't think, when people say scary, I don't think the mean Fiend comes back, oh, he's breaking out of his little cocoon, I'm a beautiful butterfly. I don't think it's any of that. I think we get down to, you've got 4 in the ring, you've got Edge, you've got Shinsuke, Daniel Bryan, maybe even Randy Orton or AJ Styles. They're waiting for that 5th person to come out, the 30th person. Who could it be? Oh, it's only Baldy Goldie. It's Baldy Goldie, fresh off his squash loss from Drew McIntyre, ready to prove a point to all us young'uns that he can go the distance. And I think Goldberg comes out, lobs everybody out of the ring, and there is your scary finish. Goldberg is going to WrestleMania. Oh, Lord, no. I hope I'm wrong on this, and I probably am wrong on this, to be fair, but I'm going for this. And also, like, it might make people think, oh, well, he's just got squashed by Drew. Maybe he's going to try and prove to Drew that he can actually win the WWE title. I think, plot twist, everybody, plot twist. I think we get the match that was supposed to happen at last year's WrestleMania between Reigns and Goldberg for the Universal Championship. I think we get that. I think we get a spear off, because everybody wants that. And hopefully another squash, though, at WrestleMania from Roman Reigns to Goldberg. I'm thinking too far ahead here, though. Yes, I think, and please don't let this happen, Mr. Vinnie Mac, please do not let this happen. I'm going to go for Goldberg to win the Rumble match.
So those are our Royal Rumble predictions. You can watch live reactions at youtube.com/cultaholic/live on Sunday night. And on Monday, Jack will be here with what happened at the Royal Rumble. I'll be along with the Royal Rumble graded. And Ross will be here with the WTF moments from the Royal Rumble as well. Enjoy the show. It is the best WWE pay-per-view of the year. Don't even at me. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.